The fact that you're tuned into this transmission means you're awake. It means you're informed. It means you're involved and you want to save yourself and your family. My friends, we're all in this together, but I can tell you this right now. Get in a survivalist mindset while you still can and get firearms to protect yourself, water filtration, friends and family you can trust, and storable foods while you still can. We've got the best company ready to ship to you within 24 hours at InfoWarsStore.com, and the lowest price, not just on My Patriot, but 10% lower exclusively at InfoWarsStore.com. If you can't find the subsection that has the food, just go to PrepareWithAlex.com. It's a subdirectory of InfoWarsStore.com. Whatever you do, get ready now because the globalists want you dependent on them. It's time to become independent, and your purchase funds the InfoWar. Get ready now, Patriots.
Just when you thought millionaire social justice warrior grifters warping reality with fiction in order to burn down your neighborhood were a huge drain on Western civilization.
Let's just talk about it. Am I a Marxist? I'm a lot of things. I do believe in Marxism. It's a philosophy that I learned really early on in my organizing career. We were taught to learn about the systems that were criticizing capitalism.
We are now faced with the left's prospect of an army of climate justice warriors with a price tag of $10 billion just to get things started, careening the world into a potential dark age lorded over by Neo Feudalism while draining billions from the coffers of a fiat money system on the brink of collapse.
Climate justice is finally taking over the halls of the United States Congress.
What we're gonna do is gonna make sure that communities like Flint, Baltimore, the South Bronx, St. Louis, rural communities whose infrastructure was never properly built in the first place are first in line to rectify the injustices of the past to make sure that they get everything that they need to thrive in the future. That's what a Green New Deal is all about.
The Green New Deal transformed our movement, reframing the climate conversation as an economy-wide effort for climate, racial, economic justice. We are the ones on the front lines of white supremacy, economic, democratic, and climate crises that we're dealing with today.
And of course, self-proclaimed doctor and all-knowing scientist Bill Gates, who has proposed blocking out all source of life on planet Earth, the sun, is leading the way.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial. It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth.
Now, just to restate, Bill Gates is not God. Bill Gates is some kind of weird, socially awkward rich guy who lives in Seattle. He doesn't own the planet. But he's now changing the planet single-handedly. This is not just over his yard in Seattle. This is over your yard and our oceans and the whole planet.
Project Veritas recently exposed CNN's complete disclosure of its inner workings as a raw propaganda network.
So our next thing is going to be for climate change awareness.
Do you think it's going to be just like a lot of fear, climate?
Yeah, fear sells.
The fleecing by stealth is disguised as infrastructure, a piecemeal battering ram of the democratic dismantling of America's energy grid.
I see an opportunity to create millions of good-paying, middle-class union jobs.
It's going to cut 90% of red meat out of a diet. That's 4 pounds a year, so that's once every 6 months. Switch to an all-electric car, as well as a house, by the way, approximately $50,000 cost. Install new electric heat pumps to heat your home, and don't expect you to have a gas oven. Hope you don't aren't too attached to it. That's going to cost you probably $5,700.
This never ends. This is the starting point for literally a remaking of American society for absolutely no benefit. And what I mean by that is it's going to be more reliance on Chinese energy, Chinese mining. We're going to offshore our emissions, and all we're going to do is impoverish Americans. And that's really what the climate agenda is about.
And even though in a March 2021 Gallup poll asking, what do you think think is the most important problem facing the country today, only 2% of Americans responded with environment, pollution, or climate change. Meanwhile, a nationwide rollout of an underhanded network of United Nations climate mayors flush with Biden's transfer of wealth will implement Agenda 2030 on the all-important local level while America sleeps.
Across the globe, mayors are on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. And as they continue to manage this unprecedented public health crisis, they are also tasked with rebuilding their economies and responding to the threat of climate change and fighting for equality and justice in their cities.
Sure, our planet needs attention. There is no debate about that. But the left's climate movement is a manufactured endgame for a new world order.
I have nothing to offer you, nor am I a scientist.
It is up to the rest of us to wrestle away the pressing issues of the future of our planet and our species and return those decisions back to real science, logic, and the will of the people. John Bound reporting.
I've had major supplement manufacturers come to us and say, Monsieur Jones, one of them is actually French, if you would just give people lower quality supplements, you wouldn't have supply problems and you could charge the same amount but make a bigger profit. And I'm like, but wait a minute. I want the highest quality because I want my listeners to get the highest quality, because at some metaphysical level, I just pick up the mojo that if I say I've got the best vitamin B12, which is Ultra 12, or super high quality vitamin D3, which is Winter Sun, or the most amazing natural 10-hour energy Turbo Force, that it better damn well be good and it better damn well work. I mean, that's not like some gimmick that I just say. Just like with the information we cover, I don't let their threats or their attacks control what I say because it's electricity. When I give you my all, you support me and we have victory. So it isn't some altruistic thing. Oh, Jones is so liberal or loving. He's so moral. No, I'm a crazed berserker. But I learned very early in life, treat others as you want to be treated. It's a golden rule. Well, beyond the golden rule is lay down your life for others. That's being Christ-like. I've never quite gotten to that point, but I do treat others as I want to be treated. And I thank you so much for supporting us over the years. But man, we need funding. We've got so many projects we can launch if you just support us, and we've got products that are incredible. I could sell you male enhancement stuff for 1/3 of the price it's costing me, and it would still give you somewhat of a good effect, but I go get the organic, highest grade we can, and then I stay on those manufacturers, and I stay on them with the testing, and then sometimes they screw us over and don't give us the best batch. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. Even though I'm shooting for the stars, sometimes we only make the mountains. But we're not down the valleys on purpose trying to screw you over. Like some batches of knockout will be super freaking strong. Other ones are like, this isn't as strong as that. That's the way organic wild source stuff works. It's not some chemical we're giving you. That's why everybody does chemicals, because they can tell it's cheap, it's ready, it's a chemical, it manipulates something in your brain. It's not natural, so it has a lot of side effects. We don't do that. So when I tell you Alpha Power is amazing, it's the same herbs that are in Super Male Vitality, that's just cold pressed. This is dry herbs. It works great. It's very strong. It's amazing. Male libido, stamina, energy. Women love it as well. It's back in stock, 40% off. Prostagard, everybody knows about saw palmetto, but it's not just for men. It's great for women as well. And it's got all these different multivitamins and things in it that are excellent as well. Winter Sun, super high-end vitamin D3 with vitamin K for immune system. It's back in stock. Pure turmeric liquid extracts about to sell out. We won't get more for 12 weeks. We just put the new order in. But I got to sell it at sale so you'll buy it. So it's on sale 40% off, even though it'll be sold out for months after it sells out in just a few weeks. And so much more. All t-shirts are $17.76. In-game is as low as $3.95 a piece to expose what's going on. It's all there at InfoWarsStore.com. So I want to thank you for your support. And I want to just have you remember to shop with InfoWars. Because when you shop with us, you're fighting the globalists. When you support us, you're fighting tyranny. When you shop with the globalist, you are helping destroy yourself. So we got a lot of sales going on right now. Storable foods, 10% off, and so much more. InfoWarsStore.com. Thank you all for your support. We're going to win this thing if we up our game.